And how often we find in our community the gifts of skills are not being passed down. They said most of some of your most talented people have been in prison. They create stuff. If your significant other come out with braided hair, questionable. You didn't catch that one. Somebody plaited their hair. You stay between somebody and get their hair plaited, you know. I'm just leave that alone. I'm just saying, gifts do operate everywhere. Brother Joe Cameron is he has a fencing business. He do privacy fence, correct? And you haven't gave me an estimate yet, but however, he does privacy fence. All kinds. So he's in the fencing business, correct? So, but he also was operating in early times of our ministry. He was doing transport, correct? Like transporting equipment to, yeah. Still do that too? So he's diverse in his skills and gifts, his talent. But how many know sometimes you wake up with a talent and don't know you got it? And you improve your skills by putting them in action. So over the years, I watched Joe Cameron go from working at a plant of auto to establish his own business. And to not only establish his own business, but create an opportunity of wealth for his family, for his future. So when was the last time you did any type of fencing? This weekend. So he's still operable. He's still doing it, correct? And it brings you wealth, revenue, correct? But there are people who want you to give them a discount for your value of what you're worth, correct? Okay, especially us. All right, we the worst. Okay, pray for us. My point is this is, a gift, a talent, and a skill is only going to bring a profitable margin to you if you operate in it. Because we realized that Daddy Noble could go around and actually build additional pits. He basically built a gazebo from the ground up. And he's done a wonderful job about it. I appreciate he's on my team. But I wouldn't have what I have if he wasn't giving me his gift. Now, his gift ain't free now. I'm going to compensate him for his gift because a workman is worthy of his hire. So we need to stop that mentality because someone does something for you, you automatically think you're supposed to get it for cheap. If you get it for cheap, you got what you asked for. What you pay for is what you get. So if you want side work, you get side work. But how many know we all start from somewhere? And start from somewhere meaning you started from ground zero with a little of nothing, but now you accomplished something because of consistency. I'm reminded in book of Proverbs chapter 6, verse 6 to 11, this Amplified version. This is when the Proverbs of Solomon, David, spells it out this way. He said, go to the ant, O lazy one, observe her ways and be wise, which have no chief, overseer, or ruler. She prepares her food in the summer and brings in her provision. You see the word provision? Provision, and brings in her provision of food for the winter in the harvest. She labors in the summertime for the winter to come. How many know all 4 seasons are going to come at some point? Whether you're ready for it or not, it's going to come. So yet a little sleep, a little slumber, a little fold of the hands to lie down and rest, so shall your poverty will come like an approaching prowler who walks slowly but surely, and you and your need will come like an armed man, making you helpless. Making you helpless. If you're hungry, the old saying, the best way to help someone, I paraphrase this, just because it's me at the mic. If you give me a fish, how it go? I eat for a day. Teach me how to fish. I eat for a lifetime. Now, that can be shortage of food, but there's always going to be some fishes out there. The fishes are fish. Well, you know, in the South, we say fishes. And justify by saying it's plural. No, it's fish. So we got fish in the water. Catfish, crappie, bass, brim, stripes. What another kind? Trout. I said cat. Grouper. Now, you ain't gonna find a group in the Chattanooga now. If you do, let me know. He's a crossbreed between something and nothing. But he's eatable. I mean, once you fry, it don't matter. Hot sauce and a little mustard and some white bread. Or for your health people, wheat bread. However, my point is provision is already there. If I don't go fish for the fish, how am I going to eat? So I can decide to wait for someone to bring me something, or I can take my talent and skills to go get me something. If I go get it, I can get as much as I want. If somebody feed me, they limit me what I can have. So instead of me waiting for you to give me something, I'm going to go get my own. So he says, consider the ant. And if you like me, as a kid, I used to have like an ant farm. And you put a couple ants in there, you can see them ants going to work. They start digging in the little trousers, and you got the whole thing going on. And they're making a way for themselves. Many of us don't operate with the ant mentality. We wait for someone to bring it to us. We depend on the government for subsidies. I'm working to get my Social Security. Why wait for Social Security and you can secure yourself in God? Because if Social Security decides no longer going to give us nothing, what are you going to do? Meaning you go from a stream of income to a limited income because the mindset that you have. But if you invest in yourself, if you believe in yourself, and you use your skills to better yourself, then when it comes down to retirement, then you don't have to worry about stuff like that. Because now the government can determine whether you get paid or not. If they say no longer, we're going to, what they do every year, they play for people in motion when they come down to the budget. What they call it? The government shut down, and people get panicked, and they never shut down. Is it political? Is the political arena? Is the Republican to Democrat? Democrat to Republican? Everybody get fault who's in the house. The ones in the house are going to get the fault of the government shutdown. But the government never shut down. But what happens if the government does shut down? What do you do with your skills and your talent? You wait till them decide to open up again? Because by the time you open again, you may starve. So he says, consider that who has no overseer or ruler, but she prepares her food in the summer and brings in her provision. She, the ant, goes and brings provision because provision is required to live. If you wait for people to bring you provision, it's not going to happen. When we started our business, we just knew everybody going to jump on board and buy our barbecue. In the first couple of weeks, as y'all hear me testify, most we made in one day was $25. I spent $300 on the meat. It got to a point that we just felt like, God, you ain't fair. But what it required with me is to continue to operate my skills, my gifts. Because in order for people to appreciate what I do, I had to perfect that. So if people don't buy from you the first time, if they don't invest in you the first time, you keep on doing what you're doing. Because the question is, how much endurance do you have? How much do you believe in yourself? How much are you willing to allow your skills to be perfected till it will be a selling product? So he said to the ant, consider her. She goes, she labors, and she brings her provision back. And she labors to the point that she doesn't allow herself to starve because the winter's surely to come. If you're going to labor while it's warm. Because winter comes, labor diminishes. Oh, you learned something. And then he says in verse 10, yet a little sleep, a little slumber. How many know too much sleep, you're not going to make it? A lot of sleep, you don't bring profitable returns. Everybody entitled to rest. You need to rest. It's important that you rest. How many know you can rest too much? You rest to the place that you don't go nowhere. You get comfortable, not laboring. Because now you got to a frame of mind, that people are supposed to bring stuff to you. Instead of you going to get it, and when they don't bring it, now you're offended. I can't believe they won't help me. But question, are you helping yourself? You know, none. Since I have, he lay hands, hey, get up. Y'all laughing. The truth it is that there are people who will manipulate and use you for their own come up at your expense. But I believe a person that labors with integrity and honesty and righteousness, God will profit them. They will profit more. So he says, yet a little sleep, a little slumber, so shall your folded hands to lie down and rest, so shall your poverty come like an approaching prowler who walks slowly but surely, somebody say surely, and your need will come like an armed man making you helpless. If you're hungry, go get something to eat. If you want a better opportunity in life, go for it. You're never going to make a profit in life if you're sitting around being lazy. Sitting around for somebody to give you something. Sitting around for somebody to bring you something. It's only when you put a value on yourself to do better. Because even though some people could do better, they don't always do better. You become a crutch to them. I always say, a man don't work, a man don't eat. That's Bible. You don't want to work, you don't eat. You hungry? Yeah, really? Okay, let's do this. Come on, let's work. Let's work for it. Because if you work for it, you appreciate the value of working. But if you never work for it, somebody always bringing it to you, that's a problem. I don't think no grown man should be sitting in the bed, laying in the bed while you go to work. Especially if he ain't bringing no income in. I want the latest PS5. I got your 5 all right. If a man or woman don't work, they can't eat. Y'all are quiet on that one. Must be guilty. So if the ant goes out in labor to bring provision, which has been given to them by a way of abilities that come from God, how much more for you and I do likewise? Don't wait for the Congress to fix the system. Change the system. You know, I believe in the responsibility of voting, but if you don't vote, don't complain. We won't change, but you won't go to the polls. Man, that line long. But you stay in the line to get that TV with your income tax return. What do you call it? Thanksgiving? What do you call it? That Black Friday. Why they gotta be black? Now, folks come out at night, I guess. My point of this is we'll stay in a long line to get a TV, tennis shoes, but won't go to the polls to vote for change. It's called laziness. So the ant says, I'm going to go get provision. I'm going to go and labor. I'm going to bring food for me and my family. 2 Timothy chapter 1, verse 6 and 7 says, wherefore I put thee in remembrance that thou stir up the gift of God, which is in thee by the putting on of my hands. For God hath not given the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. I want you to look at verse 7. For God hath not given us what? What the fear does. Fear limits you from doing what you can do. You can have all the talents and gifts all day, but fear is leading you. You won't do nothing. My son, Deacon Hogan, stepped out on faith to get his own truck. I'm quite sure it's come with some challenges. It's easier to work for somebody, but it's nothing to work for yourself. When someone works for somebody else, you guarantee, well, you're not guaranteed, at least you know some income coming. But when you got to work for yourself, everything falls upon you. If you're a believer, you say, Lord, in your hand, I trust that this thing going to work in my favor. So Paul tells Timothy on the spiritual side, he says, stir up the gift of God which is in thee. God put on man. Remember when I lay hands of the Presbyterian upon you and I pray with you, we agree with you, he said, stir up the gift. Why would he tell him to stir the gift? That means somewhere probably Timothy could have took ease in Zion. Maybe being a young pastor, experiencing some of the dilemma that pastors go through, maybe could have caused him to be a little bit discouraged. How many been discouraged in the process of being a believer? You had moments that you almost want to walk away. You almost gave up, but you became stirred up in your faith. You heard a message. Someone said something inspiring that caused you to get up off the stool or do nothing and remind you of yourself. You got to stir yourself up. Sometimes men and women, you got to stir yourself up. You got to remind yourself the scripture said, great is he that is in me, that he that is in the world. Yes, I walk by faith and not by sight. I call those things that be not as though they were. In other words, I stir myself up because I have the gifts, the talent, and the ability to do these things. But he said, for God's not giving the spirit of fear. How many know fear, if fear gets you, it'll cripple you? How many have been afraid since you've been saved? I don't forget to say, they get deep. No, I don't have a spirit of fear. Have you ever gotten afraid? Have you ever been frightened? Have you ever had some uncertainties? Have you ever had some moments of doubt? Not that you didn't trust God, but just in the human natural ability, you question, no, can I do this? Is this for me or not? If it's going well, you give God praise. If it ain't going well, you be, kind of like question the ability. But what God has already established for you and I is the ability to trust him even when it don't show in the manifestation. If it came instantly, if you got everything you asked for when you asked for, you'll never have a moment to appreciate what you got because everything based on your ask. How many know you can ask, it don't always come. But also, delay don't mean denial. I'm willing to labor and wait till God bring about a change, but meantime, I'm going to do something myself. I'm going to do my part. You can't help God, but you can help yourself. People say, I'm waiting on the Lord. Well, wait means serve. So while you're waiting, are you serving? Are you still operable? Are you still making things happen? See, a talent and a skill is taking what you have and making it work in your favor. No one's going to automatically tell you what your skills and talents are. It's something that comes on a natural instinct of you. So you learn something. But of power, that means the dunamis, and of love, and of a sound mind. How many know we need to be sound-minded? In certain time we're living in, not knowing whether you're going to survive these tactics or go through the circumstance we go through. Understand something. Anything that you have been skillful to do is going to come with some time persecution. Folks will make you feel like you don't know what you're talking about. I mean, it's like me telling Daddy, no, I take your measurement off. What I know? I just want the pit to be built. It wasn't his job. I'm like, okay, just don't worry about this. No, it got to be right. He said the roof should have be lined up, all the screws lined up. I can't see the screws. What does it make? But when that rain started coming in, drowning my grill, then I'm like, Dad, no, but you must have put the right screws. No, you didn't let me put the screws in right. See, the problem with a lot of people is that you have people who already know what you need to do, but you don't take their advisor in it. Well, I used to do it this way. But see, maybe the way you used to been doing it, it's still not working. How many ever done something over and over again and it still didn't work? Then you realize you're doing it wrong. It's kind of like putting we men are guilty of this, I've said it many times. You got to put the part together, the table together, or the machine together, whatever you got based on the picture. It's supposed to look like the picture. And you can put it together without the instructions. You got instructions on how to do it. You got the skills to do it. You got the tools to do it. Your abilities in place, but you're lazy. You want to skip through the tulip. You want to skip some part of the process. Just put it together based on the picture. You put it together, it look good, just like the picture. Soon you take it, collapse. Or you say, man, they give a lot of screws. It's the screws. How many know they're not giving nothing away now? All screws supposed to be used. There ain't no backup screws. So if your table is missing a few screws, don't say the Lord done blessed you. No, you lack it. All screws supposed to be put in place. How many know if you don't do it by the instruction, the picture's not good enough? You're a mechanic, so that means you have to constantly renew your skills. You got to constantly be up to date. Can't be talking about carburetors. They don't have carburetors no more, do they? They got fuel injection. Man, they used to keep the old carburetor. That's the way it used to be. Yeah, they cut off a lot too then. So now people don't always move with change. We're moving from gasoline to electric cars. No matter what progress you make, somebody's going to complain. But somebody's skillful enough to realize that, you know what? If we create an electric car, we can save more people having to buy gas and fossil fuel and become instant billionaires. I'm quite sure before Elon Musk did what he did, somebody thought about the electric vehicle. He just took the initiative to do it. Now the richest man in the world, one of the richest people. And now even though he has allowed his skills and his talent to work for him, it brought him wealth. How many of you are sitting on the dock of the bay wasting time when your gift could have brought room for you? Oh, God, enlarge our territory. Because I tried to, you wouldn't listen. How to activate one's talent. Number one, you must discover what your gift, talent is. You must discover what it is. Brother Bernard, will you come bring me one, move this podium, a couple of things your wife have designed here. You must discover what your gift and talent is. Sister Snowflake, did you always knew that you had this gift? What brought this gift in place? Okay, no, turn around. He's going to turn the whole day around. Man, let me do some push-ups right now, boy. There you go. Just sit it right down. I love Bernard, but glory to God. Okay, that's good. Okay, I'm going to hold that shirt. So, yeah. What is Snowflake, what is this? Okay, and what else you got? God told her to bring us, because she's done some several designs. She made cups and she does T-shirts and stuff like that. Now, her talent was discovered, but it became what it has become. She put her hands to it. I'm quite sure when she first started, she missed a lot of stuff. Correct? You had beginner's equipment, and then you start looking and seeing better equipment. Better equipment costs more money. You got to invest in what you want to do. So if I say I want screen printing, you can't bring me iron-on printing. You may start off with iron printing, but now you got to invest into screen printing. Screen printing is going to last longer, correct? So she can't complain about not having screen printing equipment. What she needs to do is find a way to get the screen equipment. Oh, you learning something? So she have a variety of things that she makes and design, but because she make a design, don't mean everybody wants to buy it. If they don't buy it, don't lose hope. Somebody will buy it. But if you don't believe in yourself, if you don't keep operating your talent, you're not going to get no better. See, something can start, oh, that's cute, but it's not sellable. It could be like child look made. But when she improves it, where the adults listen and appreciate it, now she makes sales. But she's never going to make a sale if she's just sitting around waiting for somebody to discover her. You're never going to make the next level of opportunity if you sit back on the stool or do nothing and complain that people won't support you. Nobody's obligated to support you. You got to have the product that people want to buy. So once your product becomes what people want, now your numbers goes up. But as you start progressing, you got to always keep a level of integrity of how you do things. Thank you, son. Appreciate it. So you must discover what your gift and talent is. So let me ask you, Andrea, what is your gift and talent? What is it that can bring you a profitable margin? So you cook real good, come up with a recipe on the top of your head. So most people that cook real good can cook for real. There are certain people at Thanksgiving, you don't want them testing their skills. Thanksgiving is for skillful people. It's not time to figure out your abilities now. It ain't magazine, it's called whack. Take it on, you sit up. Still got fellas on it. Talking about that smoke. That ain't no smoke, that's blood. I remember years ago, we was at Thanksgiving, one of our former members cooked a turkey. Everybody talking about it's rich. No, we sick. See, when you get in the food business, am I right, Chairman and Lady Sadler? You know, food had to be kept at temp. And when it's not kept at temp, you know, we love to say, man, that food good, rich. I just ran to the bathroom. It's called food poisoning. Bacteria have taken over. And God prayed that these 3 bathrooms in the house. If not, somebody gonna have some stuff on hand. So once you learn a skill and a talent and you proved it, we learned that you just can't give people any kind of food. It has to be kept at temp. If not, people have gotten sick. It's called food poisoning. But the talent, the gift has not improved the way it has without me constantly doing it. Your gift and talent only gonna get better when you put it out there. Oh, you learned something. Number 2, have faith in yourself. That's part about being anything or doing anything in life is having the ability to believe in yourself. If no one believes in you, you have to believe in yourself. The ant doesn't consider where they believe that she can go get the food she needs. She goes to get it. Faith is this. I believe in me. I believe what God's given me. I'm going to allow what God's given me to make room for me. Number 3, overcome your fears by doing. You're never going to know how successful you could be until you start doing something. Well, one day I'm going to go back to school. One day I'm going to go back to school. You never go back. Because you allow the enemy to put fear in you not to do it. I'm too old now. You're only 28. How many know when you go to high school, once you graduate, you should go to school right away? Don't take no break. You take a break, you probably ain't going to go back. Because if you delay what you could have done, you'll be sitting back in the future talking about, man, I wish I did this. Now you got 4 crumb snaps running behind you. You can't do it right now. You can, but it's going to be challenged to do it. So it's best to go ahead and go right to school, get that degree, get that experience, and then get married. Statistics shows that if you get married before you complete your career education, chances are you'll be winding in poverty. If you have children before you got married or children as a young couple, because of the expense to have children today, it would limit your ability to do what you would have wanted to do in life. Not that you never do it, it's a delayed process. How many know we can't afford delayed processes? So overcome your fears by doing. So in order for me to be better to do what I can do, I have to do it now. I have to really go after what I believe in. Even though fear exists, reservation, hesitation is a reality, but I won't be succumbed by them. I'm going to put my faith into action because faith is this. I get up, do what I need to do, and I wait to see what God's going to do what I've already done. He brings increase on what's already in place. Increase means something's already there. He gives increase. When I say increase. So my skills and my talent brings increase when I'm doing something with them. Fear is this. It only comes to shadow your vision. To delay you from doing what you're supposed to be doing. How many ever had fear in your life? Okay. Number 4, something that a lot of people struggle with is to be consistent. A talent, a skill, a gift requires consistency. Somebody say consistency. Meaning consistent the way it's supposed to be done and consistent in doing it. You can't do it today, don't do it tomorrow. My grandson Leo's what, 8 years old? How many books Leo read average a week, JR? It's about 10 books. You say he read, how many? He read more now? He reads a lot. He's so wormy that he actually wanted books for Christmas. That's a good skill. Because in order for him to be what he wants to be, he got to learn how to read. He got to be reading. So instead of stifling him by not buying books for him, we give him the books he wants to read. He's not reading little kid books. He's reading like books. You know, and he'll tell you something, and you're like, where you get that from? because I ain't read it. Where you get that from? Who told you that? Then you try to pretend like you know. Yeah, I understand. Yeah. He asked you one question, boy. You grown. He loves to read, but he get this from his grandma. She loves to read. God asked the question, how you know that? Who told you that? What man told you that? Oh, what other Negro told you that? Who told you that? Could have been a white guy. Who told you that? And she said, babe, I read about it. So I said, okay, appreciate it. And then sometimes, being a man, she knows it, and I'm trying to challenge her in her knowing. I'm going to do it this way. No, you need to build it this way. So she tells how to build a pit. I'm like, how you know how to build a pit? You don't know. You ain't never cooked in no pit. You know, y'all express with your hand. She just comes to, well, babe, I'm telling you, you need to let the wind, let the water drop, fall this way and go that way. I'm just trying to cook. I don't care about the wind and the water. That's totally irrelevant to me. Then here comes Dad, he confirmed, yeah, she's right. So I'm trying to pretend that's what you do, but Dad, thank you for you designed that pit. He said, no, Prophet Sandy designed that pit. I just built it. I said, dang, I got to go and confess that knowledge that she designed the pit. But she don't make me feel inferior because she knows it. So I finally confessed, I said, baby, whatever you say, I'm going to believe it. If I want to be Adam and Eve, I'm going to just trust you. Let God deal with both of us together. So being consistent in her reading, our grandson has inherited that ability and that mindset. And it's working very well to the point he's already influenced the rest of the grandkids. So yesterday, Nicole took her kids to the library. Instead of bringing them to the house for the keeper, she took them to the library with them. We all benefit now. We all profitable. I thank God the library open 7 days a week. Give them a snack pack from the ET, go on to the library. We can't even play because they all the way over. Now I'm venting. You know, you get some age, you got to work it in. You know, you just don't happen always. It's just time limited. But don't be double-minded. Tell someone, don't be double-minded. Now, I love my grandchildren. Don't ever think I don't. I love them. I adore them. But seeing their abilities being operated is amazing. Now people say, well, you just think these are your grandchildren. Maybe true. But my granddaughter, Lala, and Trey are very talented in drawing. Very skillful. Now, one time they drew something, I said, that's just grandparents' love. You got to be truthful now. That's just grandma loving you. I don't know what that is. I ain't going to pretend like I see it. I like Daddy Noble and start fussing. They call me Booster. So, but I see their talents being in place, so we invest in their talent. We put things in place where they want to do this, we make it happen. So when they finally get to a stage of life where their skills and gifts have been nurtured and been massaged, now they are thinking futuristically what they want to do in life. So now they're not limited to one thing, they can do multiple things. So I say multiple things. Last but not least, don't settle for less. When it comes to your talent, your gifts, don't settle for less. I have people come to our food truck when at the time say, well, you know, your food kind of high. Okay. You go down the street, they sell for that amount. But they're not putting in what I put into it. They're not doing what I go through. My bitch cook for 22 hours. They'll cook for 8. What'd you think? I'm watching mine. Why is bitter? Because they're doing the wrong thing. See, all that about investment. So, but to stay to the point of don't settle for less is I don't let no one undercut me of my value. If it ain't for you, it's not for you. If you don't want it, you don't want it. I'm not going to stop doing what I'm doing to fit what you want me to fit into. So I'm letting my skills make room for me for the future of my generations. My legacy is that with the Image Touch Barbecue, that not only will it be in Columbus, it be in multiple states. As long as the Image Touch, we getting revenue, residual, royalties. I'm not going to sell my name. Because if it brought me this far, what would it do for me in the future? So my skills, my talents, is going to make room for me because I'm putting them in place. I'm operating them. I'm using them. I used to give barbecue away for free. Then I realized, man, I can make some money on this. Folks love to eat. I tell people, Jesus was a carpenter, and I'm the pit master. See, if Jesus was a carpenter by trade, being who he was, who he is, why wouldn't you let your gift bring provision for you? Apostle Paul was a tent maker. Peter was a fisherman. Luke was a physician. See, and they had the tax collector. See, everybody had a skill that benefit Jesus' ministry. So Jesus had skill for men around him. He didn't have lazy people around him. They may have came, but they all had something to contribute. Even Judas, the treasurer, still was a gift. He managed the finances. Many of us, as you stand to your feet, have not got to a place where we have managed what God has for us. We're limiting ourselves based on trajectory, what is supposed to be happening versus what God said can happen. The Bible said we can do all things through Christ Jesus that strengthens us. I remember my daughter, Pumpkin, in high school, working at the bank and paying for her education while she worked at the bank. Mom took her in at the time to give her the liberation not to worry about having a major rent over her head. And all she had to buy was a little torture, and she complained about that. See, some folk, you just can't help them. Rent-free, just buy something to wipe your tail with, and that ain't in her budget. But she did it. But they were teaching her a responsibility. See, a skill requires responsibility. How to manage it, how to use it. She went from being a teller to what are you now in the banking? Portfolio manager. Went to be a branch manager one time, correct? So she moved up with her skills. She didn't let her skills limit her. She allowed them to keep increasing. If you don't enlarge your territory, it won't get larger. If you don't tell yourself that I'm going to do this, you're never going to do it. We wouldn't be a successful business we are if we had not put forth the effort. Starting off, as that song said, it's going to be rough. It was rough. And there are times where even in the business success, you had to go back and put more personal investment in it. So people look at it because you're in a business, they think you got a lot of money. You think you done made it. You doing the sponsors? I got your sponsorship. It's called Buy a Sandwich. But we've been very profitable because we're givers. Our gifts have made room for us, and we're taking the gifts that make room for us to give back to what we do, to the ministry, to the community. But how do you get to the next place or the next level if you don't have confidence in yourself? If you don't connect with certain people, you won't make it. You don't sell out, but you got to have some connection with people. And that connection can be the person that can help you get to the next level based on the gift and talent that you have. So he says in Proverbs, your gift shall make room for you. Somebody say room. That means as big as the room can be, it's up to you how much you want it to be. No one's going to bring you anything. You got to go get it. And when it does come, be a preacher that he can and use it for the betterment of someone else. So our gifts, our talent. My wife has handled the back end of the business. She does all the paperwork, all the scaling, all these different things. So I'm thinking, why are you in the office so long? Well, she's doing what I don't do. She handled the finance. She made sure we get the license. She made sure we pay the taxes. And when she say, this month we pay the taxes, I'm like, God dang it. We can't hide it. No. So we stay on target. We keep doing what we got to do. We're legal. So when others can't get the loan, we can. When others can't get in a certain door, we've already in those doors. Why? Because we have legal license, we're business driven, and we have gotten a name that we're not ready to mess up. We're not willing to mess up. All because we say, you know what? The right people at the right time. If she didn't do what she did, we wouldn't be where we are because of the business. And how many of those things you learn on your own? All of them. She's a reader. I can read, I just don't like to. I want to hear it. You ready? Amen. There you go. Hey, some folks got these skills and gifts. Mine is hearing. Hers are reading, I'm here. I hear. My young Mo, son here, the Pitmaster Jr., we have trained him how to cook just like the Pitmaster does. Yeah, he does a great job. And when he don't quite do it right, I Mo, it ain't got the mahogany in it to it. You don't have that look to it. Bernard is part of our shoe shelf. Taught him how to cook the Jamaican cabbage. Every now and then he feel himself. He cook it his way. And I had to put it, but that's not right. Because it's about consistency. Amen. It's not about your feelings. It's my vision that God's giving provision. So I say now, it's too high. The aisle's too high. It's burning too fast. It's cooking too fast. So God has profitable, blessed our business. We went from, you remember when we first started? Dad, you remember when we first started? When it's tough? Yeah. Sitting there waiting for folks to come. Car move, they coming. They keep going. God! And I know I tell this story a lot about the business because I want you, if you've been with me a while, you've seen where we come from, where we are now. But it's all because Prathan Lamar Powell made a decision to step out on faith, to do what others say can't be done. Not because they said it can't be done, it's because I wanted to do it. I found my niche. I must be Jamaican, I have several jobs. Pastor full-time, chaplain full-time, pitmaster full-time. So different things are going on in my life. Where's your time? How are you able to get before the Father hear a message? Because I'm a God-sent man. But at the same token, I'm allowing God to enlarge my territory by what I do. So I don't have to have a pastor appreciation. I appreciate myself. And if you give me something, fine. But it's not that kind of party. So I am able to say, I'm invested in me. What about you investing in you? My ultimate goal is to make sure that young lady right there lack nothing. So I work hard. Plus she got the juices. Because she got the juice? Yes. Somebody say, she got the juice. Every time on Facebook, I'll be posting, I'm in love. I found Jesus again. God is good. He made a way out of another way. All because I understand what it means to allow your talent to make room for you. I'm going to ask you, it's your decision. If your talent, your skills, and your gift is not where it's supposed to be, and you want to go to another place in your gifts, Or I can't discover your gifts for you. I can't do that. That's not my role. It's something already in you. But I can assure you, all of us are gifted in some form or another. I didn't realize how good cookies were until Mary brought her cookies to us. I mean, they the good cookies. I mean, they the kind of like you don't want to share. You sneak them in. You be in the closet eating. Be lying. Well, you know, I'm moving my clothes. That's some good food. Make you lie. That's some good food there. Repent on me down the road. But in my clothes, I want to ask for those that say, man of God, I need agreement that my skill and my talent can be enlarged to bring me financial opportunity, or bring me opportunity before great men. If that's you, will you come? Just stand there. I want to just pray in agreement with you that your skills, your talents, and gift will just begin to enlarge itself and make room for you. It won't be long. Because you can't do it by yourself. It takes people working with you. It takes people